Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's U.S. End-of-Week Deep Dive, covering market moves in indexes, sectors, stocks, and global markets for the week ending Friday, August 8th, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Max Profit. Key indexes were strongly positive this week. The Nasdaq Composite Index led gains, surging 799.89 points to 21,450, hitting a new all-time high. The S&P 500 Index and Dow 30 Index both showed strong upward trends, while the Russell 2000 advanced 2.3%. Market breadth shows mixed signals across indexes. The Dow 30 displayed strong internals with 19 advancing stocks versus 11 declining. However, the Nasdaq showed more weakness underneath with 1,932 declines outpacing 1,248 advances for the week. Looking at weekly returns, the Nasdaq Composite outperformed with a 3.87% gain. The S&P 500 followed with 2.43%, while the Russell 2000 added 2.38%. Year to date, the Nasdaq leads with an 11.08% advance. On a longer-term basis, the Nasdaq Composite shows the strongest 10-year performance with a 15.57% annual rate of return. The S&P 500 follows at 11.88%, while the Dow and smaller cap indexes show single-digit annual returns.
Checking out best and worst performing equities, I'm Penny Stock. Leading gainers, BioXcel Therapeutics soared nearly 195% to 4.4. Zhong Biotech surged 137% to 45.33, hitting new all-time highs. Mediram Healthcare jumped 121% in a strong upward trend. Week-to-date returns show BioXcel up 195% with average daily gains of 27%. Zhong Biotech has risen 138% this month. Mediram posted strong gains of 132% month-to-date with 22% average daily returns. Long-term performance shows mixed results. Zhong Biotech is too new for historical comparison. BioXcel and Mediram show negative returns over 1 and 3 years despite recent gains. Among large caps, IDEXX Laboratories led with a 23% gain to 658.6. Palantir rose 21% to a new high of 186.96. Arista Networks added 18% in its 7th straight winning week. Weekly returns show IDEXX up 23% with 4.8% average daily gains. Palantir gained 21% this week while rising 147% year-to-date. Arista advanced 18% this week amid strong momentum. 10-year returns highlight Arista Networks with a 2,546% gain. Axon Enterprise shows impressive 3,405% growth. IDEXX delivered 760% returns over the decade. Among decliners, Bollinger Innovations plunged 77% to 1.73. BioV dropped 72% to 1.67 in its 3rd straight down week. Longeveron fell 59% to new lows at 0.68. Weekly losses show Bollinger down 77% with minus 25% average daily returns. BioVi lost 72% this week amid high volatility. Longeveron declined 59% while hitting new all-time lows. Leading the declines this week, Bollinger Innovations plunged nearly 77% to 1.73, hitting a new all-time low. BioV tumbled 72% amid strong downward volatility. Longeveron and TPI Composites both recorded new lows, dropping 59% and 57% respectively. Among large caps, the trade desk led losses, tumbling 37% to 54.23, with strong downward volatility. Gartner fell 30% to 229, hitting a new yearly low. Fortinet declined 24%, while Supermicrocomputer and Vertex Pharmaceuticals each dropped over 20%. Looking at weekly performance, the trade desk showed the steepest decline with a 7.2% average daily drop. Gartner averaged 6.2% daily losses, while Fortinet, Supermicrocomputer, and Vertex each averaged daily declines exceeding 4%. In long-term performance, Gartner shows a 52% one-year decline, but maintains a 155% 10-year gain. Despite recent weakness, Supermicrocomputer has impressive long-term metrics with a 630% three-year return. Fortinet maintains positive returns across all time frames despite current weakness.
And now on to U.S. sector performance, where top sectors showed impressive gains. Technology led with a 4.2% rise to 5,330, hitting a new all-time high. Consumer Cyclicals followed with a 3.8% gain, while communication services advanced 3.3%, marking its fourth consecutive weekly gain. Market breadth reveals some divergence from price action. Despite technology's strong performance, decliners outnumbered advancers by nearly 2-1 in the latest session. Consumer Cyclicals showed similar weakness in daily breadth, though weekly figures remained positive. Communication services maintained balanced participation across timeframes. Looking at returns, technology posted the strongest weekly gain at 4.3%, with average daily returns of 0.85%. Consumer Cyclicals and communication services followed with weekly returns of 3.8% and 3.3% respectively. Year-to-date, technology leads with a 15.6% advance. Long-term performance shows technology dominating with a 10-year annual return rate of 22.4%. Consumer Cyclicals and communication services delivered more modest 10-year annual returns of 11.2% and 10.1% respectively. Consumer defensive and basic materials lagged with single-digit annual returns.
Leading tech stocks showed remarkable strength this week. Palantir Technologies surged 21.1% to 186.96, hitting a new all-time high with strong upward momentum. Arista Networks extended its winning streak to 7 weeks, climbing 18.3% to 139.18. Micron Technology and Apple both gained 13.3%. Year-to-date returns highlight Palantir's exceptional performance, up 147%. Arista Networks and Micron have delivered solid gains of 26% and 41% respectively. Meanwhile, Apple shows a slight decline of 8% for the year. Looking at long-term performance, Arista Networks stands out with a remarkable 10-year return of 2,546%. Apple follows with a 694% gain over the same period. Micron Technology and Leidos have delivered 544% and 297% respectively over the decade.
The weakest sectors showed mixed performance this week. Energy and healthcare led declines, falling nearly 1% and 0.8% respectively, both showing strong downward trends. Utilities bucked the weakness, recording its 7th consecutive weekly gain and a new all-time high. Market breadth reveals significant weakness in energy, where decliners outnumbered advancers by more than 2-1 in daily trading. Healthcare showed similar weakness with 579 declining stocks versus 463 advancing. Utilities maintained positive breadth across all timeframes. Looking at recent returns, healthcare has struggled the most, down 2.7% month-to-date. Energy shows similar weakness with negative returns across all time frames. Meanwhile, utilities stands out with positive returns across all periods. The longer-term picture shows industrials leading with a 10-year annual return rate of 10.7%. Healthcare has struggled, down 12.8% over the past year, while utilities show strength with a 17.3% one-year gain.
Energy stocks showed broad weakness this week. Texas Pacific Land led the decline, dropping 7.7% and showing its fifth consecutive down week. ONEOK hit a new one-year low, falling 5.7%. Halliburton continues its very strong negative trend. Short-term returns show significant weakness across the energy sector. Texas Pacific Land has lost nearly 11% month-to-date, while ONEOK is down over 9%. Year-to-date, both companies have declined over 22% and 25% respectively. Looking at longer-term performance, Texas Pacific Land stands out with a remarkable 10-year ARR of 347%. Williams Companies and ONEOK show more modest gains, while Halliburton has struggled with negative returns across all time frames.
Thanks for watching. I'm Max Profit, along with my AI co-host Penny Stock. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated, and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.